Now, on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, authorities have shut down CJ's Mini Mart in Goliad. The gas station may be at the center of an investigation. And across the nation, the death toll continues to climb this morning after an explosion at a chocolate factory in Philadelphia. Also, Mississippi's governor says help is on the way after a deadly storm system ripped through parts of the state.
And waking up to foggy conditions in and around the crossroads this morning. Matter of fact, fog advisory till 10 a.m. for Jackson County, Matagorda, and Wharton counties. So be careful driving out there no matter where you are. Slow speed and low headlight beams, please. What about the rain forecast for our region here? There is some rain chance in the forecast. Let you know when that'll be coming up.
The stage for the Final Four is set. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 27th day of March 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Monday morning, and today is National Scribble Day. So the advantages of scribbling: turns out it helps focus the mind on the present moment, all while reducing anxiety and stress. So if you are scribbling during class or maybe during a lecture, it's helping you focus perhaps, but don't do it too much, because I remember getting in trouble for scribbling in class. Trey, how about you?
Definitely I did. Yeah, I was a scribbler, still am. And I didn't get in trouble in about high school age, junior high age for all that. I should have told the teacher I was trying to focus.
Yeah, Miss Maxie,
she didn't know.
She threw my Sailor Moon drawing away. It was heartbreaking.
I know.
I had to learn math, though.
Same thing with me, though. But after she was gone, I went to the garbage can and picked it up, brought it with me. So.
Oh, nice.
There you go. 71 degrees on the outside. Currently, in easterly winds near 6 miles per hour. The velocity of the winds will be increasing as we go toward the rest of the day as the front moves on through. Notice the foggy conditions this morning around the Crossroads region. But what's this right here? This is the leading edge of a front that'll push the fog through the Crossroads region coming up by 9, 10, 11 a.m. and bring in drier air. The clouds still hanging around though. Good 12-mile visibilities by 12 noon everywhere you go from the coast inland. And once again, the temperatures starting off, feel like temperatures will be near the 60s as we work toward the northern parts of the Crossroads Gonzales. They're a little bit cooler this morning because they're on the other side of the frontal boundary. The front is sinking to the south. Temperatures near 70 degrees for the morning time, and then getting the low 80s in place. Coming up should be our daytime high by about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So keeping the temperatures on the warm side. We're definitely a little cooler by your day tomorrow. The front is here, but the cool air is kind of lagging back a little bit. It'll catch up with our area coming up tomorrow, and you'll feel a lot cooler by the day on your Tuesday with temperatures in the 70s. You want any more rain chances? We'll try to find some in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that killed 6 children and hurt 2 adults early Sunday morning. Authorities say 6 children and 1 woman were ejected from a vehicle that overturned during a wreck shortly before 2 a.m. The children died as a result of the crash. The woman was flown to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. A man who was driving the vehicle, a Toyota Camry, had minor injuries. It is unknown if the passengers in the car were wearing seatbelts or if they were properly restrained. The cause of the crash is under investigation. CJ's Mini Mart in Goliad may be at the center of an investigation. The gas station shut down Friday. The reason unknown at this time. The front of the building and gas pumps are closed off with police tape, and signs are up saying restricted area, no entry. 25 News Now has reached out to local authorities and we're waiting to hear back. We will update you as more details become available. Authorities provided an update on search and rescue efforts after Friday's explosion at a chocolate factory in West Reading, Pennsylvania. The remains of a 5th apparent victim of the factory explosion was discovered Sunday morning. The find brings the number of fatalities connected to the blast at R.M. Palmer Company to 5, with 2 others unaccounted for nearly 2 days after the incident. Meanwhile, the cause of the explosion is currently under investigation. Authorities also announced they launched a West Reading Disaster Recovery Fund to support the organizations helping families affected. Parts of the southern part of the U.S. bracing for more severe weather. The deadly tornado outbreak and strong thunderstorms that has swept across Mississippi and Alabama late Friday has claimed the lives of at least 26 people.
This morning, Rolling Fork, Mississippi maimed and mangled, most of it leveled, after a monster tornado sliced through the city like a chainsaw, cutting a 60-mile path of destruction across the state and killing more than 24 people.
It just hit quickly. Came out of the southeast, and by the time it got down on the ground, it got bigger and bigger, as you can see by the path.
Tracy Harden owns Chuck's Dairy Bar. She and her husband, along with 7 others, survived the splitting winds by taking shelter inside this large cooler. Their restaurant a total loss, along with the community she says she loves so dearly.
Our building doesn't have a roof on it anymore. So that's the moment we knew it was bad. We're praying and we're crying and we're screaming, and all of a sudden it just stops.
And then there's Jessica Davis, who tells me she was on the phone with her mother, Wanda, when that twister barreled through. She says she could hear the winds in the background. Her mother drove to a local store, hunkered down inside, but never made it out.
I'm hurt, nothing but hurt, because everyone lost something. Whether it was a loved one, home, everyone lost something.
Jessica Cole Davis's mom was driving. This is her car when that tornado whizzed through. She pulled over here to the parking lot of what used to be the Dollar General. She ran inside, but sadly, never made it out.
It's really hard. It's just, nothing to come back to.
This morning, relief is on the way. Governor Tate Reeves touring the disaster zone with federal officials, including FEMA. And while, yes, there is promise to rebuild, but some in Rolling Fork struggle to see the potential.
I'm looking around town and I'm saying, I know we can rebuild, but what you do with the devastation, what you do with all this, I'm glad I'm by myself.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
Vice President Kamala Harris kicked off a week-long trip to the continent of Africa yesterday. The vice president arrived in Ghana Sunday afternoon to a red carpet fanfare alongside her husband, Doug Emhoff. Ghana's vice president was on hand to greet them as dancers and drummers performed in the background. This trip is an opportunity to strengthen U.S. relationships in Africa amid global competition over the continent's future. Today, Vice President Harris will hold bilateral meetings with the president of Ghana and other leaders and deliver a speech to young people. All right, get your cell phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news, tips, and photos. The time is just about 6:39 on your Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. We hear from Tammy Keeling, a longtime BISD board member running for re-election.
Grand jury considering charges against former President Trump is expected to hear from new witnesses today. Coming up, Trump had a lot to say about it on the campaign trail this weekend. We'll have the latest.
Parts of the Crossroads region under a marginal risk of severe weather today through your early morning hours on your Tuesday. From Victoria northward primarily, you see right here. That includes the Hallettsville, Edna area, Wharton, Ocampo, and Columbus. We'll talk about this and the rain chances coming up.
See that? Our new menu is mashing the past, the future, the delicious, and the yum-believable. So whether breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night, at Denny's,
it's diner time.
And done.
Can we just call my dad now? Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
At Bravo Autos, we turn buying a new car into a fiesta! Welcome to Bravo. Are you here for the big fiesta? Oh, yeah! We have a great selection of cars and trucks that make you want to dance!
Drive a 2023 Nissan Pathfinder for only $275 a month.
Financing so easy, it makes you want to sing! Who are we? Bravo!
Good morning. It's 6:40 a.m., 20 minutes away from 7 a.m. And there is a small risk, a marginal risk of severe weather today into your overnight tonight, early morning hours when you're Tuesday right here from Victoria northward. It's the smallest risk on the chart, but it's nonetheless a risk. So we need to keep weather aware. It's a possible alert day for your day tomorrow and your day today. And you plan my day, Port Lavaca. I'm taking you through the hour-by-hour forecast. 7 a.m., 71 degrees, areas of fog. 12 noon, 75 degrees, 82 or so by the 4 p.m. hour, with cloudy to partly cloudy skies throughout the areas today. And rainfall, if you get any rainfall in your neighborhood, it's going to be rather small, less than 1/10 of an inch. We're running this all the way through your Tuesday afternoon or so. So there could be some areas that get some pretty good rainfall on average. This model is thinking it's going to be very light at best coming up for the next day or two. But there are rain chances still continuing after your day on Wednesday, perhaps, as that front still lingers over the region. We'll talk about that, and temperatures, which are cooling down for your day tomorrow, coming up later in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The Final Four is set and the Jags return home. Zach Brown has that in sports.
UConn already won for a spot in the Final Four, and the Cinderella story continues for Florida Atlantic, who advances to their first Final Four in school history. The 9th-seeded Owls take down Kansas State in the Elite Eight, winning 79-76, and are now Houston-bound. Up next for the Owls, the San Diego State Aztecs, who finished off their win over Creighton. San Diego State also advancing to their first Final Four appearance ever, so it'll be San Diego State versus FAU for a chance to go to the title game. The Jags returned home after dominant wins, and the offense was rolling, but they would lose the lead late on an unfortunate turn of events. Both players crash into one another and a pair of runs score. The Jags end up losing by 2 as both players would have to come out of the game. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads, today. Plus, you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads today. Plus, a New York grand jury considering charges against former President Trump is expected to hear new witness testimony today. A decision on an indictment could come this week. And on the campaign trail this weekend, Trump was defiant, saying criminal charges won't stop his efforts to return to the White House.
This morning, the waiting game continues for former President Trump. He predicted he would be arrested last week. But for now, the grand jury investigating hush money paid to porn actress Stormy Daniels continues its work.
From the beginning, it's been one witch hunt and phony investigation after another.
At the first major rally for his 2024 campaign Saturday, Trump's focus was his legal troubles. He told the crowd in Waco, Texas, that he's probably the most innocent man in the country.
The weaponization of our justice system is not, as some have called it, a political spectacle. This is the central issue of our time.
Just days ago, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg received a letter with a death threat saying, "Alvin, I am going to kill you," and a white powder later deemed non-hazardous. On social media, Trump warned of potential death and destruction if he's charged. Protests that Trump has called for haven't materialized, but hostile rhetoric has put the courthouse behind metal barriers.
It's dangerous. And if he keeps it up, he's going to get someone killed. We've already seen the consequences of incitement from the former president.
Trump is also facing several separate investigations, including one into his actions leading up to January 6th. He opened his rally with a video showing images of the insurrection and jailed rioters singing the national anthem. An announcer called them the J6 Choir. This morning, dozens of former federal prosecutors are condemning Trump's attacks on DA Alvin Bragg. They released a statement calling on people to support and protect prosecutorial independence and the rule of law. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
The May 6th election is right around the corner. We're introducing you to Victoria ISD board candidates. Our final candidate is incumbent Tammy Keeling. She is running to retain her District 5 seat against newcomer Rick Jones. Keeling has served as a trustee for several years, and she has even previously served as president.
I'm a better trustee today than I was last year. a better trustee than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because I'm committed to continually learning about the role of a trustee and how to work with others in our community to impact student learning.
Above all, Keeling says she believes in the power of public education as well as the purpose. A year ago, she sat down with her family to decide whether she would be running again, and the consensus was unanimous, yes. All right, let's take a look at our viewer poll. We want to know, are you registered to vote? That deadline is right around the corner. Let's take a look. 95% of you say yes, you have taken care of that, and the rest of you say no. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The time is now 6:46 on your Monday morning. Still to come, a future wizard on the way.
It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. See what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. During the final days of Truck Month, drive F-150 with 0%, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance. Hurry into your Texas Ford dealer.
Go faster on Optimum Internet with 99.9% reliability. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. And equipment is included for whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get award-winning 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 8669-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit your local store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a money-saving trend gaining momentum across the country. Welcome to the Buy Nothing movement. For Jenna Orndorff, it started with a fire.
I lost everything. My apartment was condemned. I was displaced and basically had to start over.
So she turned to the local Buy Nothing group on Facebook and surprisingly found a lot.
Husband and wife brought this 60-inch TV to my new apartment.
When we started the very first group, I was literally getting food and clothing that I could not afford otherwise. So I knew how impactful those gifts were for me, and I knew that I wasn't the only person in that position.
And coming up at 7 a.m., if you want to take part in the Buy Nothing movement, we have the expert tips you need to succeed. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
Good morning, good morning. It's just about 10 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour, and temperatures near 70 degrees this morning, and this be pretty much consistent with that number right on through the 10 a.m. hour. By 11 o'clock in the mid-70s, 12 noon lunchtime in the mid-70s, and topping 80 degrees more than likely about 2 o'clock in the afternoon around here, and low 80s will be our daytime high, I'm thinking, by the afternoon time. And we're seeing some clearing to the north. This front moves on through, but the clouds are pretty much going to stay persistent over our region thanks to again, the Gulf moisture and also moisture from the Pacific entering into the state of Texas up and over the cooler air at the surface, which will be just enough, along with the frontal boundary moving on through, to cause some lift in the atmosphere and maybe a few rain showers here and there, keeping our hopes high on that. 81 degrees today. Scattered isolated rain showers possible. Cloudy skies otherwise and breezy conditions as the front moves through. Tonight, 67 degrees. Keeping the cloudy skies in place with scattered rain shower, maybe a thunderstorm. And then windy conditions for day tomorrow. Notice the temperature is much cooler, 72 degrees. Northerly winds near 30 miles per hour make it feel even cooler than that. Very blustery winds. Possible alert, marginal risk of severe weather for your day today. And the areas around the crossroads, keeping the highs in the 80s, returning that into our forecast by Thursday and Friday.
A featured wizard is on the way. Actor Daniel Radcliffe, who famously played Harry Potter, announced he and his longtime partner, Aaron Drake, are expecting their first child. The couple has been together for 10 years. Radcliffe has previously said he would not mind if his future children wanted to follow in his footsteps and be involved in movies, but he says he wants to protect them from fame. And still to come on Sunrise, we will take a look at the Silicon Valley Bank purchase.
Keep Victoria Beautiful is having a cleanup for Earth Day. April 22nd, that morning, we're gonna go clean up all around Victoria. Make this place we call home just a little bit nicer. Last time we had 400 of your friends, neighbors, high school baseball players, teachers, nurses there to help clean up. Go to keepvictoriabeautiful.org to sign up and learn more. Bring a team. It's going to be a great Saturday morning. Look forward to seeing you there.
I've made mistakes. Both Katie and Gabby are still upset with me. Is it too late? I'm in love with both of them.
He leaves with me or he leaves with Gabby.
Make the decision.
I am torn. The fact that I don't know freaks me out.
Somebody at the end of this is going to get hurt.
Can we chat before we go?
I won't be meeting Zach's family.
This is so painful. How does this happen?
Have a legal question that you don't have the answer to? Crossroads Law is here to help. The esteemed lawyers of the Cole, Easley & Skiba Law Firm are here to answer them. Submit your questions to crossroadstoday.com. This is a free service where you can find practical answers about real-life situations you might have encountered. Crossroads Law is a service of the Victoria Television Group and the law firm of Cole, Easley & Skiba, advocates of trial by jury.
Georgia, when Georgia was just
a baby,
a youthful puppy there. Here's her first day at American Idol. Yeah.
Look, she's got that face like, my dad is running this place, so back off.
Next live, Dennis Quaid, Lauren Ambrose, and American Idol judge Lionel Richie.
Let's go, buddy. We got it.
Plus Tuesday, all the Idol judges are here.
The Tennessee Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that killed 6 children and hurt 2 adults early Sunday morning. Authorities say 6 children and 1 woman were ejected from a vehicle that overturned during a wreck shortly before 2 a.m. The 6 children died as a result of the crash. The woman was flown to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. A man who was driving the vehicle, a Toyota Camry, had minor injuries. It is unknown if the passengers in the car were wearing seat belts or if they were properly restrained. The cause of the crash is under investigation. And before we continue with news to know before you go, let's go ahead and answer today's question of the day. Trey, once considered outdated, 41 million of these were sold last year, bringing in 1.2 billion in revenue. What is it, Trey?
It's a vinyl record.
Oh, wow. I know someone who has a lot of those.
Yeah, I have some myself. So thanks for chiming in on the question of the day. Stay tuned tomorrow for another great question of the day. Get you going for your Tuesday.
Failed Silicon Valley Bank is in new hands. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation says First Citizens Bank and Trust, based in North Carolina, has purchased SVB's deposits and loans. SVB's branches will reopen this morning under the First Citizens Bank name. SVB was the nation's 16th largest bank when it failed on March 10th. The Coast Guard and a Carnival cruise ship teamed up to rescue 3 boaters from their sinking boat Sunday. It happened off the coast of Alabama in the Gulf of Mexico. The Coast Guard responded after receiving a distress call from the boaters and were able to pinpoint their location. A Carnival cruise ship in the area was then able to locate and rescue the boaters. All 3 boaters are in stable conditions. Victoria County Commissioners meet today at 10 a.m. at the Victoria County Courthouse. We have some items from the agenda. They'll hear an operation update regarding the Victoria Regional Airport. They'll also receive for the record the notice of appointment for Commissioner Jason Ort for the remaining 2022-23 term to the Victoria Central Appraisal District Board of Directors. If you cannot attend Commissioners Court today in person, it will be available via Zoom. The Victoria Appraisal District invites the public to join them in a real discussion about property values. Learn how to file renditions for personal property and how to apply for AG and wildlife. Also, they will teach community members about the different exemptions and how to ensure that you are getting all the exemptions you have the right to. There will be a Q&A after each session. This will be at 2805 North Navarro, and the sessions will be April 3rd and 4th starting at 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Sean Astin, a renowned actor and mental health advocate, will speak at the Victoria Fine Arts Center at 11 a.m. tomorrow for the return of the Victoria College Lyceum Lecture Series. Astin is known for major roles in movies like Rudy, The Lord of the Rings, and The Goonies. The lecture is free and open to the public, and general seating will be on a first-come, first-served basis. For more information, call 361-573-3291 or visit the college's website. This weekend in Goliad was the 37th annual Goliad Massacre Reenactment and Living History Program. Eventgoers took a stroll through the camps of both the Mexican and Texian armies and visited with reenactors as they went about their daily activities, all inside the old stone walls of the Presidio. The guests could witness a recreation of the final days of Fannon's Men, followed by a memorial. It went on all weekend. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And let's go ahead and look at our viewer poll one last time. We want to know, because the election is right around the corner, are you registered to vote? Okay, 96% of you say yes, you are. And 4% of you say no, you are not. You still have some time to register to be able to vote in the upcoming election. It's on a Saturday, so that means it's even more important to take part in this election because historically, Saturday dated elections have very low turnout. So be sure to make it out. Use your right to vote and take part in our community. Okay, now, enough of a lecture. Let's go ahead and get a look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team Meteorologist Trey Mining.
I will say that I am registered to vote, so I'm on that list there, of course. And temperature is starting off near 70 degrees and keeping that going through the 9-10 a.m. hour. And 80s or so, low 80s by the afternoon will be our daytime high. Cloudy skies, a few passing rain showers here and there. It's going out throughout the day today, tonight, and tomorrow. The frontal zone is still in place. That means rain chances will still be there. That's a lifting mechanism. Overnight lows will be in the 60s again coming up for tomorrow morning. Daytime highs, let's do that first. 81 degrees, cloudy skies, isolated rain shower here and there, kind of hit and miss as the front makes its way through. And overnight lows, 67 degrees. The cool air kind of lagging behind a little bit, behind the initial frontal passage, which will be later on this morning. Tomorrow, though, much cooler, 72 degrees, scattered rain shower or storm. And that cool condition will last through Wednesday. And near 80 degrees by Thursday, Friday to the weekend. Possible alert today with the marginal risk of severe weather. Watch out for that. Otherwise, make it a great Monday and be careful out there. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports, and join the evening crew for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.